Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Pokemon LeafGreen. Last time, we managed to beat the Rocket Hideout and get the Silph Scope, the item we need for Pokemon Tower. And this time, let's enter this tower. So I might as well recommend something outright. Make sure you have a typing that actually can work against certain types in the tower. Especially there's a certain spooky type, Pokemon Tower. So, tower itself, let's go talk to the people here. Hey, I came to pray for my dearly departed Clefairy. I'm awash in tears. Yeah. Did you come to pay respects? Bless your Pokemon-loving heart, son. A lot of the people here are praying to the Pokemon. My Growlithe, why did you die? I am a channeler. There are spirits up to mischief. I sense them high in the tower. And this Pokemon Tower was erected in memory of Pokemon that died. Pokemon Tower is basically the graveyard of all Pokemon. So, let us go pay our respects by going up and dealing with whatever was going on here. And looks like our rival's here! Hey Nick, what brings you here? Is your Pokemon dead? Hey, it's alive! I can at least make them faint, let's go! That is completely morbid, Jacob, and I think you deserve being penalized for this. Send up Pidgeotto! Normal flying type, keen eye for the ability, Gust, Sand Attack, Quick Attack, Whirlwind. Whirlwind's the more annoying move because it will force you switching. So, yeah. Thankfully, though, we have Raichu Sparky, which means we did at least a lot more damage than usual. At least we knocked it out in one shot. Very easy. That levels up to 28. Very good for Sparky. Good girl. And next up is Growlithe. He has a different team this time, so I'd recommend highly if you went in this battle. Actually, I just realized. If I do this, Growlithe's going to have the ability Intimidate. Meaning it's lowering the physical attack stat and nothing else. With the moves, Roar, Ember, Leer, Order Sleuth. Order Sleuth is only useful against ghost types and nothing else. Intimidate cutting our physical attack stat is annoying, but besides that, Thunderbolt pretty much wipes it out, no problem. And that's pretty good anyway. Execute. Let us switch out our team because Execute is going to be a more annoying Pokemon for if you pick a type that's not good against it. Execute. Grass Psychic type. Chlorophyll for the ability. Double speed in sunlight with the moves. Hypnosis, Reflect, Leech Seed, Confusion. Its main draw is the Tricep that Reflect in order to deal the physical attacks less damage because physical attacks can be very annoying unless you're prepared for it, like I am. And Wartortle, his starter because I sent out a fire type against his starter. So instead, let's switch our Pokemon out to Sparky again. So, Wartortle, Water type, Torrent for the ability, increase Water type damage and lower HP. With moves, Withdrawal, Water Gun, Bite, Rapid Spin. Yeah, nothing really changes a whole lot. In fact, our rival is kind of outclassed of our team, so pretty much it's pretty easy to deal with him. And now that one's down, at least. That was actually pretty easy. Kadabra, we're going to be switching out again because, unfortunately, I don't have many options against Kadabra. Dragon, let's go. I almost said Dodrio for whatever reason. I don't know what was wrong with me. Kadabra! Synchronize for the ability, Psychic type, moves, Teleport, Kinesis, Confusion, Disable. Nothing has changed since the last time we fought it, so it's not exactly worrying. Although Confusion's obnoxious. Let's just take care of this at least. It's not exactly a threat. If you come here about the Silph Scope, Pokemon are not going to exactly have a very easy time. And Jake was defeated. What, you stinker? I took it easy on you too. You notice how he didn't have a certain Pokemon. How's your Pokedex coming? I just got a Cubone. I can't find the bigger Marowak. Where could they be? I bet they aren't any left. Well, I better get going. I got a lot to accomplish. Unlike you. Smell you later. So, interrupting the video briefly with post-commentary because I forgot to talk about his other Pokemon if you had picked a different starter. If you had not picked Charmander, he would have one Pokemon in particular replacing one of the three Pokemon that he has. One of which is a Gyarados, which is a Thrash Bite if he has any Pokemon that's not Wartortle. If he has a Charmeleon with the moves that he had previously of Growl, Ember, Metal Claw, Smokescreen, and the Ivysaur would have Vine Whip, Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, Razor Leaf. Nothing really changes all that much in the Pokemon. Each team is different depending on what starter he has. So he has the Execute and Gyarados if he has Charmeleon. But if he has the Ivysaur, he will have Gyarados and Growlithe instead. It depends on which Pokemon he has. So that's the reason why I have to interrupt the video for it. Anyway, back to the video. So, let's continue on with the Pokemon Tower. You're probably wondering what the heck happened to his arcade. It's dead! Even if we cannot identify the regular ghosts, a silpscope may be able to unmask them. If you came here about the silpscope, you'll have the Pokemon appear of a ghost. You cannot attack them, you cannot catch them. There is a glitch in the original game, but besides that, I would say outright, you cannot do anything with them. So let's go and get an escape rope. There are new Pokemon in this area. First being Ghastly, a gas Pokemon of a ghost type. Now, Ghastly is the only ghost type species in the entirety of Kanto. So you won't run into any other Pokemon there besides that Ghastly. So Ghastly is a very fast ghost type with high special attack. And in fact, that's a very good thing on a ghost type. Problem. Ghost type moves are all physical, therefore you're not going to get any stat bonus on Ghastly whatsoever. In fact, you're basically going to be using a lot of moves besides that. So really, you're not exactly going to be using its normal attacks that much, especially its ghost type attacking. Now, you can also find its evolution Haunter at a less percentage of the time. Haunter is a bit faster, it also has a lot levitate for the ability. It also has several things about it that's a lot better because it actually hits harder and it's also a lot faster and less frail. Although I'll say outright there's a bad thing about both Pokemon still. There's the fact that they still have the same flaw that they can't use those set moves for stab and poison doesn't do the same thing. The problem with both Pokemon is the fact that they're both poison types. And that problem is twofold because there's more psychic types than poison types. Meaning you're going to do less damage, especially the ghost type being the only type that's strong as it. Besides that, though, really, there's not much on it. I might as well talk about Gengar itself. This is a Generation 3 to 6 before it gained the ability Curse Body. In these Generation games, it had Levitate. So if you really want that Pokemon, you're going to have to trade for it and evolve it into Gengar. Now, I'll say outright, Gengar is a fantastic Pokemon. And in fact, I'd highly recommend it. Because it really hits hard. It's great at support, especially when it wants to deal damage. It's great at mixed attacking with certain types, especially with its own special attack. But besides that, I would say outright, you're better off making sure it has a lot of moves that are variety. Because until Generation 4, it can't use that special attack besides that. So it can't use its ghost type moves for staff. There's only one more Pokemon besides that, though, being Cubone. Morbid, given the fact that Marowak died. Cubone is a pure ground type with high physical defense and not much else to write home about. It does have the move Bone Club, and it does gain a bone item that can actually increase its critical attack rate. But besides that, I'll say outright is not exactly a perfect Pokemon. By the way, I might as well mention this outright. The ghost type Pokemon in the game, Haunter, can actually have the item Spell Tech to increase ghost type attack power. Problem is, it doesn't really work that well. Cubone itself, I'll say outright, does evolve decently late, I'll say, and you won't exactly be using it often because by this point, you probably have a better Pokemon for the team. And a pure ground type at this point is not exactly the best idea, especially when this game has better options and is more water type than ground type. So, yeah, you're better off with a different Pokemon if you really want a ground type, to be honest, because that Pokemon's not going to exactly run a lot of rewards for this. We got an Awakening, alright, we're done with that, and we got all the Pokemon. By the way, the same thing applies for Marowak. It's just a bit more defensive. So let's get the items. Elixir restores PP of all moves by 10, which is actually a really good item. In fact, there's a lot of items here that you want to grab, and a wild counter. Well, we found a Ghastly at least. Unfortunately, all type moves do no damage to Ghastly, so we don't really have to worry about Ghastly. By the way, I might as well mention something. There's a move that has an interaction with the ghost type Pokemon in question that only happens for ghost types and nothing else. The move Curse. Curse is a move that will normally do damage, and it will also depend on the Pokemon itself. It's a random question mark move. If you're non-ghost type, it increases your attack and defense, and then it lowers your speed. If you are a ghost type, it will instead cut your HP by a half, and you inflict damage based on the amount of HP of a Pokemon's remaining HP. Max HP, regardless of the amount of defense they have. So, yeah, kind of annoying. The move itself is probably one of the more obnoxious moves, and you can set that up in case you don't want your deal for Gengar. Also, me off as an item again. Ha! Rare candy. Nice. 10% again. 5% again. Yay! 5%. So, yeah, I don't really have many options when it comes to dealing with dang ghost types because, unfortunately, I don't exactly have the way to beat it. Now, you can find this, but whatever. Let's just get going out of here. Alright. I swear to goodness sake, if I try to record multiple episodes at once, I lose my throat and start coughing. I don't know why it's that way. Regardless of that, though, let's just go fight the last trainer here. Ghost! No! Go! You say that now, yet you have a ghost type of your very own. All these guys only have ghost types. Well, Paul, I'm not even sure if they're all gender exclusive. I think they're all females. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? Nightshade is a move that does static damage based on your level, which is similar to the move Silent Toss. What the heck am I doing? Well, that got burned. Oh, well. Now you're seeing the move in action. Problem. That's gonna knock you out outright, and I'm not gonna get hurt. Well, that's hilarious. Where's the ghost? You literally just had it in your hands. What do you say afterwards? Must have been dreaming. No, you were not dreaming. The ghost is right behind you. Ooh. It's always hilarious to mess with people, especially when it comes to ghosts. I mean, look at the anime. The dang ghost types were hilarious back then. But besides that, there are other trainers around here. Let's go and take care of them. Hello. You shall join us. Ooh. I have hilariousness when it comes to ghosts. Roof. Man, that's Roof. Anyway, Ghastly. You're probably wondering what the shiny form of Ghastly looks like. It just looks like a different color, really. Not really that unique of a color. It's still not as unique as, say, a certain other Pokemon I know about. But besides that, you know what ironically enough is? Pikachu's dang shiny is just oranger. Really, nothing else. This is important. Come, child, I've purified this place. You can rest here. Go into space, you enter the purification zone and get fully healed. Really good. Cleanse Tag. Cleanse Tag is a useful item if you want to stop encounter rates from happening too often. Really good to have in case you don't have a Repel. So, it's actually pretty useful, but besides that, I'll say outright there are better items out there. And another wild encounter. So, yeah, there are Ghastly here. I might as well catch one of them because I can just get 3 Pokemon for this because Ghastly is not hard to find. And for Mon Pokedex data, especially when I want to get a certain item. The problem is, I'm too over-leveled and I'm doing way too much damage. There is no way I will be able to catch a Ghost-type Pokemon too easy. Zombies! No, it's Ghosts. There's no zombies in this plastic game. Alright, Katarnia, you're literally losing your mind. I think I think it's time for a time out. You stinking ghost lover. I'm still waiting for the day I have something better than Ember. You just did all the work for me. Good job. You know, it's unironic. I'm pretty sure Hidden Power does more damage. Alright, whatever. I don't care. Katarnia. Huh? What do you say after I beat your butt? Or regained my senses? Well, 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 you regained your senses. Congratulations. Let's go and get the item. A nugget sells for 5,000 Poke. And you're gonna fight me. And another battle. Well, Pokemon. Ghastly again. Yeah, I really recommend outright if you want to catch a ghost type. You're better off catching the Haunter outright because it's a lot stronger and also because reminds me of the old man of the losing teeth. Hug, oof, woof, weef. Danon, Ghastly again. Let me guess. You're a slightly weaker level, therefore you're gonna get knocked out by Ember. It's kind of sad how over-leveled I am, but to be fair though, at this point you should have a team of 6 and try to be cycling around so your team's balanced. The problem is my actual team only has 4 members right now, and it's kind of causing the team to be kind of over-leveled. The only Pokemon that's actually under-leveled, my team that are actually low-leveled, is Sparky and Anarchy, just being under level 30. So, yeah, kind of sad, but besides that, I'm not exactly worried about it. And another Ghastly again. Hey, look, level 17. That's stronger than my other Pokemon, but the problem is I will literally one-shot everything. None of my Pokemon can't one-shot something. The only Pokemon that does no damage to the Pokemon is Anarchy. Besides that, is Anarchy doing Peck. The weakest move I blasted have. Hey, I'm trying to fight the last one. Come on. Oh, look, a Cubone. Well, I found a rare encounter. Cubone's actually very low percentage on this floor. Heck. Oh no, Bone Club. Ow! Super effective. There is a move they learn later known as Boomerang, which causes... Oh no. If it proc... poison, I would have knocked it out. Well, on the plus side, though, getting the ball. Unironically enough, if you really want to catch a Pokemon, you can actually just use luring by using an electric type of static and catch it easier. Great Ball catches it easier, though, because Cubone's catch rate is actually decently low. Anyways, add the Pokedex. Because it never removes its skull helmet. No one has ever seen this Pokemon's real face. The lonely Pokemon. Bills PC, placed in box 1. Nice. More Pokemon for the Pokedex. Give me your all. Ooh. I guess at best I have Anarchy. Oh look, they have a Haunter. The Haunter is the one I was talking about, and it's a definitely fun looking sprite. Although, speaking of sprites, did anyone ever see the blasted sprite for Dang Golbat back in the older games? Because man, that thing is scary. Like, what were they thinking about the mouth? Like, actually, that was just morbid. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna knock it out. I mean, Raichu and Sparky are pretty much the best thing I got. Defeated Tammy. Gasp! The gasp! What do you say? I was under possession. Yes, you were. Now you are free. Let's go heal back in the purified zone. And now let's go back up the tower. Hey, I was trying to run. Another Ghastly. Whoop-de-freaking do. I think Peck's the only weak move I have in my dang team set, which is kind of funny. But Critical Hit will knock things out no matter what, which is kind of depressing. But I'm trying to catch one. Because catching a Ghost type is actually pretty recommended if you want to have a team member that will deal with the Psychic types, because there are other moves that you can use besides that, like Dark type moves. I think you can learn Dark Pulse, but besides that, nothing else. Give me blood. Morbid. Ooh. Angelica, I think you're losing your mind. Ghastly. Well, I should not have picked Anarchy for this. Because half its moves, actually most of its moves, will not do any damage. Because it's Ghost type and Levitate. Man, the only move I have that can actually knock this thing out is Peck. That sounds completely sad. Of course. Man, I might as well switch out for dang Sparky, because Sparky's pretty much the only one that will do damage. And I kind of don't want Anarchy to overlevel because it's the only Pokemon that actually does less damage to Ghost type moves right now. Let's use Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's such a great move. Having a 95 power move this early on is actually way better than you think. It's just 1 PP, 1 power short from dang moves like Earthquake and whatnot. I mean, it's the best option you have for a flying type and a water type, really, and it's actually great options. I'll be right back. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry about that interruption briefly. I had a phone call and no one was really realizing I was recording. Well, Ghastly was defeated and now I'm level 30. Good grief. That was something I did not want to happen. So, yeah, besides that, Anarchy goes defeated. Groan! Parents. You can't live with them and you cannot live without them. Alright. I just realized I need to make sure I have Sparky in the lead, because of these trainers, I have no choice. I don't know anymore. Jennifer is going to be another Ghastly. Really, none of them will have Haunter. The only person that has Haunter in the game is actually in Elite 4, so do not bother. Let's use Thunderbolt and just knock it out. Really, this is the best I got. I do think I teach Sparky a different move, but besides that, Quick Attack's pretty much the move I need to get rid of. Yay! What do you say after I beat your butt? What's going on here? What's going on here? Huh? I love that one. Another Ghastly, of course. The reason I don't bother trying to catch them is because I'm risking Curse, and Curse will literally prevent me from catching them. Ugh. Whoa! All these spooky, scary noises that make absolutely no sense. Amelia, Ghastly. Yeah, of course. I'm not even remotely frightened in the slightest. Because the only thing I have at this level, I think, is Nightshade, Curse, Pain Look. There? I think so. I don't remember. It's been a while. Something fell out. Your soul or your mind? Ooh, my hair didn't fall out. It was a malevolent spirit. Well, okay. Item over here. Found a rare candy. One rare candy. Really good. And let's switch our team around because we're gonna need to do that. Let's switch out our Pokemon and let us go to... of course. Another Ghastly, of course. Right, I picked the Ghost type against a normal fighting type. It's not gonna happen. No, wait, the other way around. Why? Alright. I'm gonna go and heal a little bit because I kinda need it. I'm gonna reorganize this dang item set because I'm literally just... This is a mess. This is just outright a mess. I need to clean this up next episode. Between episodes because this is gonna be annoying. If you walk forward... Be gone, intruders! If you do not help the Skiff Scope, this ghost is unidentifiable no matter what. Using the Skiff Scope unveiled the true identity, and it's a female Marowak. This is the technical mother of the Marowak. If you want to catch it, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but it's a ghost. It's dodged the throw Pokeball. It cannot be caught. The Marowak is a ghost. Therefore, there's no point in trying to catch it. The only thing you can do now is finally put it to rest. So, let's actually put Marowak to rest. Using Thrash. It is still a ground type, so no matter what, it's going to get knocked around. Also, its physical attack is very good. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Marowak's physical attack defense is probably one of the best things about it, and it's kind of a bad thing for me. It's only spamming Leer, and if I get hit in Confusion, Leer's going to do way more damage. And I've still only gotten 2 hits off. Well, I mean, it's not like I need to keep Anarchy out. I'm pretty much sure that's just going to knock out from Poison. So let's switch out to Drag. Because, frankly, there's nothing better option. Anarchy, come back. Go, Drag. Boomerang! Bad timing. Oh. I am so sorry, Drag. I am so sorry. That was the worst setting for me to do that, and to be frankly honest, there was no other option besides George. Well, that's depressing. You know what? I don't want to do it to you like this, but I have no choice. Whee! That's depressing plus agonizing. Well, the Marowak was finally put to rest. Ghost was the restless spirit of Cubone's mother. The mother's spirit was calm. It departed to the afterlife. I'll be back to heal. Because poor Drag. Oh, that's annoying. I was on the way back and catching a Ghastly, but I knocked down with Spike. Spike, which lowers PP of moves. Might as well catch a Ghastly for the sake of it. More Pokedex data. We're getting close to 30 Pokemon in the Pokedex, so I kind of need this. Gotcha. Ghastly was caught. Ghastly was added to the Pokedex, and it is going to be almost invisible. This gaseous Pokemon cloaks the target and puts it to sleep without notice. It is literally the gas Pokemon. I mean, not that kind of gas you're thinking. You know, that gas. I'll be back. I tried the dang bad jokes. Alright, we're finally back up, and the last floor Pokemon Tower. This is actually the area with the highest encounter rate for the Pokemon Cubone. So if you want to catch one, best option is this floor. By the way, guess who's at the very top? Rocket Grunts. What do you want? Why are you here? I'm here to stop your evil plans. Team Rocket Grunt sends out Zubat, of course. Thankfully, though, Thunderbolt's gonna knock it out in one shot because Sparky hits like a truck. Very, 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 very good. Goodbye, Zubat. I knew thee well. But still, I knew thee well. Zubat again. Of course. Isn't it by this level they get Golbat or no? I've used Golbat on my team previously, though. I've definitely used a Golbat and then a Crobat. They are very good Pokemon if you really underestimate how good they actually are when they're Crobat. Because that thing will literally go really fast and it's a poison flying type of that generation. But besides that, I might consider it in the future LPs for other games. But besides that. Anyway, Golbat's been defeated. Alright, so 9. Ooh, come on! I give up! Tell me what your reason is for here. I'm not gonna forget this. He's leaving. And next one, this old guy marched up right up to our hideout. Then he started ranting about how P-Market is abusing Pokemon. So we're just taking over as adults. No, you are definitely not. He's pretty much locked up here. P-Market grunt. Coughing. Oh no, what a tragedy. It's just a coughing. I haven't found anything threatening besides Giovanni's Pokemon, and the highest was 29. Then again, George went monkey primate nonsense on it. 31, nice. Rousey, of course. I mean, I don't have many options besides Thunderbolt. Ironically enough, Drowsy is the only one that can actually be hit by Thunder Wave and not be paralyzed. Oh, come on with that. Stop trying to do that. Why do you all poison gas me? Like, seriously, is there better options out here? Come on. That's so annoying. Please, no more. Please zap him. I beg of you. Pokemon are only good for making money. Why not use them? You stay out of our business. Some people are just so immature. You're not saving anyone, kid. Don't know, didn't care, didn't ask, plus ratio, and get out of here. 4 Pokemon is so annoying. Sparky, just knock these things out already. Alright, that's actually pretty good. And this will be very easy of a battle because I'm frankly not even remotely threatened by these guys. Haha! And a Rattata. Well, I guess it's funny. Rattata's not much of a threat either. They get outclassed by other normal types later in the game, and frankly, it makes sense because Rattata's pretty bad. The only thing they have going for it is either Quick Attack, Super Fang, and Hyper Fang, but I haven't seen a single one use Super Fang yet because that's the only way it does damage to me. 32. Nice for George. Still nothing yet, but he'll learn something later. He'll learn something really good later. Rock Slide. I managed to hit contact. Nice. Alright, that's out of the way, and Zuet's defeated. More experience points. Eradicate. Alright, that's pretty much easy. Eradicate or whatever. You can either or works. Doesn't really matter the name. It's just still fodder nonetheless. Goodbye, Eradicate. No wonder Jacob gave up on you. Actually, no, wait. You're probably dead. What am I thinking? Don't fight us, Rockets. I already beat your boss once. I can do it again. You're not getting away with this. It's reminded you of that dang joke. You will not get away with this. It's Fuji. Huh? You came to save me? Thank you, but I came here of my own free will. I came to calm the spirit of Cubone's mother. I think Merrick's spirit has finally left us. I must thank you for your kind concern. Follow me to my home, Pokemon House, at the foot of this tower. We were instantly warped to Pokemon... We are instantly warped to his house, so that's actually pretty good. Nick. Your Pokemon quest is one that requires strong dedication, not deep love for Pokemon. Your quest may fail. I'm not sure if this will help you, but I'd like you to have it. You received the Poke Flute from Mr. Fuji. This flute is very useful for sleeping Pokemon. Upon hearing the Pokemon flute, the Pokemon will spring awake. Try using it on Pokemon that are sleeping out skulls. Yep. They are known for that, and we're actually out of the Pokemon tower, and we're pretty much good. Let's go and heal. With that out of the way, Pokemon Tower is finally at peace without any sort of ghost nonsense happening anymore. And with that, I think we're going to end this off right here. Next time on Pokemon LeafGreen, I will be meeting you all at Celadon City for our next thing we have to do. See you all next time.